U.S. stocks closed higher. Dow Jones Industrial average rose 1.65%. Investing.com, U.S. stocks were higher after the close on Friday, as gains in the technology, telecoms, and consumer services sectors led shares higher. At the close in NYSE, the Dow Jones Industrial average rose 1.65%, while the S&P 500 index climbed 2.43%, and the NASDAQ Composite Index climbed 3.13%. The best performers of the session on the Dow Jones Industrial average were Visa Inc. Class A, which rose 10.6% or 21.85 points to trade at 228.00 at the close. Meanwhile, Apple Inc. added 6.98% or 11.11 points to end at 170.33, and Salesforce.com Inc. was up 4.41% or 9.39 points to 222.13 in late trade. The worst performers of the session were Caterpillar Inc., which fell 5.19% or 11.01 points to trade at 201.16 at the close. 3M Company declined 4.15% or 7.06 points to end at 163.10, and Chevron Corp. was down 3.52% or 4.76 points to 130.61. The top performers on the S&P 500 were Visa Inc. Class A, which rose 10.6% to 228.00, Mastercard Inc., which was up 9.12% to settle at 382.51, and DexCom Inc., which gained 7.79% to close at 413.39. The worst performers were Western Digital Corporation, which was down 7.32% to 49.90 in late trade, Synchrony Financial, which lost 6.75% to settle at 41.42, and VF Corporation, which was down 6.52% to 62.96 at the close. The top performers on the NASDAQ Composite were Imperial Petroleum Inc., which rose 87.93% to 2.18, Yoshitsu Co Ltd ADR, which was up 33.33% to settle at 3.40, and Mawson Infrastructure Group Inc., which gained 24.13% to close at 4.63. The worst performers were Volcon Inc., which was down 21.16% to 2.98 in late trade, InVivo Therapeutics Holdings Corp., which lost 20.45% to settle at 0.3700, and DouYu International Holdings, which was down 19.05% to 2.040 at the close. Rising stocks outnumbered declining ones on the New York Stock Exchange by 22.31 to 10.24, and 134 ended unchanged. On the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, 26.53 rose and 11.92 declined, while 211 ended unchanged. Shares in Western Digital Corporation fell to 52-week lows, down 7.32% or 3.94 to 49.90. Shares in VF Corporation fell to 52-week lows, losing 6.52% or 4.39 to 62.96. Shares in 3M Company fell to 52-week lows, losing 4.15% or 7.06 to 163.10. Shares in Volcon Inc. fell to all-time lows, down 21.16% or 0.80 to 2.98. Shares in InVivo Therapeutics Holdings Corp. fell to all-time lows, falling 20.45% or 0.0951 to 0.3700. Shares in DouYu International Holdings fell to all-time lows, falling 19.05% or 0.480 to 2.040. The CBOE Volatility Index, which measures the implied volatility of S&P 500 options, was down 9.28% to 27.66. Gold futures for February delivery was down 0.17% or 3.00 to $1,790.10 a troy ounce. Elsewhere in commodities trading, crude oil for delivery in March rose 0.81% or 0.70 to hit $87.31 a barrel, while the April Brent oil contract rose 0.94% or 0.83 to trade at $89 a barrel. Euro to US dollar was up 0.06% to 1.1150, while US dollar to Japanese yen fell 0.1% to 115.22. The US dollar index futures was down 0.02% at 97.218.